there's a bias called survivorship bias कि आप लोग खाली उन्हीं को देख रहे हो जो ड्रॉप आउट एंड सक्सेसफुल है, बट लेट्स जस्ट से 1 out of every 100 people who drop out 99 wouldn't be. अब ये 99 लोगों की लाइफ ग्लैमरस नहीं होती तो उनकी स्टोरीज बाहर नहीं आती है. So if you feel that like you actually want to get into entrepreneurship, and if you feel that you have a differentiating service or a differentiating product, please go like deep dive deeper into it, even if you don't know the way downwards.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the series named The Placement Guide, where we help students to know about the hiring processes of their dream companies and different career opportunities. Today, we have a very special guest amongst us whose name is Priyank. He is a co-founder and CEO of the Financialist startup, having one of the most famous Instagram page with around 20K followers. They wrote super stories on business and finance and are one of my favorites on Instagram. He is also a chartered accountant and an alumnus of Narsee Monjee. Thank you so much, Priyank, for accepting our invitation and coming up to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm pretty excited to do a podcast with you. I'm equally grateful that you asked me. It was nice. Looking forward. And thank you for a very warm introduction.
Before we proceed, do like and share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe the channel for more such videos. Let's deep dive into your journey, Priyank. So, how was your experience at Narsee Monjee and how did you initially develop interest towards CA?
The study experience at NM was damn nice. It was like it's one of the coveted colleges in Bombay, and honestly, interest about CA. So it's a pretty, I'd say, like I was actually not going to do CA. So for me selecting CA, the story is I actually wanted to do aeronautical engineering, but I am a little bit lazy. I'd say I don't like to do administrative things a lot. So I got like around 90% in 10th, and my dad told me that Narsee Monjee is one of the best colleges in Bombay. So how about we apply there? So we applied in NM, and fortunately I got in the first list. So that's how my journey of NM began. Like that's the first and the last college that I applied, honestly speaking. And now talking to me, my experience about being a CA. So I used to actually, like back in 11th, I didn't have any family member who's a CA, and I didn't have, back then there was no, like mentors. How do you get mentors now? So there was nothing of that sort. So I was pretty good at accounts, so I thought that यार ये accounts तो बहुत easy है तो CA भी easy ही होगा. So I was pretty averse to doing CA, but what happened was like I was actually, there was this one very difficult question that one of our professors in the coaching institute that I used to go asked us out कि यार ये question solve कर लो. So out of the 200 odd people in the coaching institute, there were only two people who solved that question. It was one of the person was me, and the other person was my co-founder Vatsal. So both of us managed to crack the question, and that question was actually 3 years ahead of us. So सर ने उठाया पहले तो सबने ताली वाली मारी, तो मैंने बोला चलो ठीक है यार, अच्छा लग रहा है. फिर सर ने पूछा कि आपने ऑब्वियसली सीए सीपीटी के लिए तो रजिस्टर कर ही दिया होगा. तो मैंने बोला सर मेरे को सीए नहीं करना. सो देन सर वाज लाइक के कम इन माय केबिन. So then sir explained me that you should do CA, and I come from a business family. So apart from my grandfather, none of the people in my family have studied a lot. Like everyone was like धंधा करना है कि like खुद का कुछ करेंगे. तो I was like ठीक है चलो, sir is telling me in good faith, So I think of it. It was honestly that, and I respected that sir a lot because back in our junior college when I was in 11th, he used to also take stock market ka lectures. So we used to have college from like 11:30 to 5:30, 6:30, and from 7 to 9:30, I used to go for stock market training classes at his coaching center. So this was like outside of our educational material. तो उन्होंने बोला तो मैंने बोला ठीक है कर लेते हैं. That was actually how I developed my interest in CA, honestly speaking. And एक बार decide किया कि CA करना है तो अभी तो मतलब वैसा ही जाके फोड़ देना. So yeah,
That's
that was my
that's
experience
really
actually.
an amazing experience. So, can you tell something about the Financialist and how did it got started?
Got it. So basically, the financialist now, what we're solving the problem statement is HNIs and UHNIs, basically high net worth individuals and ultra high net worth individuals. They have a family office, okay? But a middle class Indian family does not really have a family office, and they have to go here and there with respect to managing the finances. They'll have an insurance agent, they'll have a mutual fund agent, they'll have a CA to manage their taxes, and they would, not take thoughtful decisions with respect to their finances. So the financialist, we are democratizing private wealth management. Like we want to become the family office for the Indians. ठीक है. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि जो फैमिली ऑफिस अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, लाइक बेसिकली द मिडिल क्लास इंडियंस एंड एन एवरेज इंडियन हाउस होल्ड, वी वांट टू गिव देम exemplary level of financial advisory services, and at the same time we want to have a human oriented approach. So what really happens is that there are a lot of robo advisory platforms, but अगर वन टू वन कनेक्शन नहीं होता है when someone is explaining you finances, there is no conviction into the financial products that you invest into, or the investments that you make, or any other things that you do. So we are building a platform which integrates human advisory, and at the same time it's scalable so that we can give such level of experience to the Indian population. How did it get started was right after becoming a CA. I got into my family business, and things are going great. Like I used to manage the automobile divisions of a family business. We actually manufacture automobile spare parts and a few stainless steel products. But COVID happened, and then one fine day in COVID, we were just having a very casual conversation in the family that uh, what is it, what are your plans, what do you do, what do you plan to do. And actually, and honestly, it struck me that I haven't actually done anything of my own, like family business tha to main chale gaya.
Hmm.
But I didn't think, मतलब it used to always hit me कि have I made it large, like do I have something of my own.
Hmm.
Like I can't wake up and say when I'm giving a TED while down the line, like this is something that I built myself on my own. So I was actually contemplating to do something of my own, and I was so fortunate that one of my friends, who's a doctor, reached out to me, "Hey Priyank, this is my financial condition. I just want, given the fact that I know you and given your expertise in finance, can you like help me with respect to my financial condition right now?" So I was like, "Yeah, definitely." He sent all of his finances in his Excel, and I pretty much managed to help him out. He was so impressed with the sort of advice and how I commented on his finances, and
Hmm.
laid the plan forward, that he recommended a couple of his more doctor friends. Now I didn't actually charge any one of them because there was no product or there was no service offering that I had built, but that made me deep dive into the industry, into specifically the mis-sellings of financial products to people who actually cannot afford a personalized service, or who are gullible to advisors, like to product distributors, to financial product distributors. That's when I thought that, like, this is a very good problem statement, and let's just build something which can cater to the audience, and like we can make a very good impact, and at the same time we can make good money for ourselves as well. Because like if we are just going to create an impact, uh, there is no monetary motivation. So, at the heart of the financialist vision is that we want to financially empower every Indian with exemplary level of financial advisory. So that's the story of how financially started. And with respect to Vatsal, so Vatsal and I have been friends since eighth standard, eighth ninth standard, and we studied, we did our CA together, and we he's a CFA. I have one level pending, so we did our CFA as well, and I have been observing him from the outside since like more than 7, 8, 10 years. So I just bounced off the idea to him, and initially he was not in it full time, but 3 months down the line he came in full time.
Yeah, that's an amazing initiative to help Indians, especially the middle class people, in their financial literacy journey. So, yeah, that's an amazing initiative taken by the financialist, helping the middle class people in their financial literacy journey. And currently, like very few Indians have good understanding of financial products and related space. So, can you tell something about the biggest
Right.
challenges did you experience while scaling the financialist and how did you overcome them?
So one of the biggest challenges that we've always had at the Financialist is what really happens is that Indians like we charge a advisory fee. We don't make money through any commissions or anything of that sort. So Indians don't really value services per se. So for us to educate the people that like advisory services are fee based, and in the longer term, it is very cheap for you to pay a fee versus you to indirectly keep on paying commissions to product distributors. So one of the core challenge that we face is with respect to the service fee. So how we try to solve this problem is that we have a lot of customer testimonials, and we have a no questions asked refund policy. Like even on the 365th day of the service, if someone tells me, okay, hey, I'm not really happy with the services that the financialist is providing, we are more than happy to return them the whole 100% of the fees that we make. So that builds trust among the people, and they know that like we have our skin in the game
Hmm.
with respect to providing really good services. Secondly, the other challenge that we face is with respect to hiring, but that's a perennial challenge that early stage startups face with respect to having good people who understand the vision and at the same time are willing to take the leap of faith. So yeah, like like honestly, it's been like 2 years and we still like ourselves a young breed of startups. So we have to actually convince कि हाँ भाई आ जाओ तुम कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. So like you need convincing skills to hire really good talent. So yeah, those are certain challenges that we faced. But yeah, like it's always good to have great challenges.
Yeah, that's a really nice way to tackle the challenge of customers paying the fees for advisory by making it very customer friendly and by including skin in the game. So,
Yeah,
can you tell what is the greatest learning
yeah.
that you have from your startup journey till now?
Honestly, patience. Uh, Everything takes time, and I used to actually think like अभी तो मतलब मचा देंगे, or like we're going to actually go all guns blazing. But what we've realized is that you need to be very patient. Good things take time, and another thing is that what I've learned is that anything that happens, even if it's bad, in the short term, uh, you can connect the dots in the longer term, and you will always feel कि भाई like ये हुआ था, although बुरा हुआ था पर अच्छे के लिए हुआ था.
हाँ.
So one thing that I have taken away myself with is that कि सब कुछ अच्छे के लिए होता है. I use that as my life. I'd say like something that I always think कि कुछ भी हुआ अच्छे के लिए होता है. And second thing is that it takes a lot of patience to build something which is going to last even if you are not there. So I'd say that building the financialist has brought in a lot of patience in me. मेरे को पहले थोड़ा बहुत delayed gratification का था कि like I would always want to have results appear होता है, results appear हो फटाफट फटाफट फटाफट. But if you are always going to chase results in the short term, so what will happen is that you end up thinking for the short term itself. So like when you want to build something for the longer term, you just have to be very patient and you have to persevere. So we follow the cockroach strategy कि चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए अपने को तो डटे रहना है. So yeah, that thing.
Yeah, completely agree with this.
And yeah, also adaptability is very important. So I read this from one of Charlie Munger's book that I was reading called Poor Charlie's Almanac. So it discusses that like sloths, even though they are the slowest, they have survived more than dinosaurs. So, like it's not necessarily survival of the strongest, but it's necessarily survival of the fittest and the people who adapt to their circumstances. So, adaptability and, to be dynamic, to try different things, that has also been a very good learning curve for me, honestly.
Yeah, that's really nice lessons that would be helpful to a lot of the people. Poor Charlie Almanac is really an amazing book and it's one of my favorites too. It's full of lot of wisdom.
You read it? You read it?
Yeah, I have read that book. I really love reading non-fiction books. So like
Oh, nice.
related to investment space, I have read at least 10 to 15 books. Like books are my
सही है
favorite
यार.
friends.
Yeah, same. I just show you this. I'm not sure if you could see. Can you see the books on my desk?
Yeah, yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. Yeah, like I also keep on reading things.
So can you tell how a new content creator can build a good loyal community similar to the financialist?
I keep things simple, and just deliver content which is actually going to help your audience. So we've made one thing which is very clear at the Financialist. If you look at our feed, we've not done any posts that are clickbaity,
Hmm.
which a lot of content creators, I see a lot of people posting something that is just going to get them likes or views. We've not done anything of that sort. We've kept things very simple. I think of before posting anything, okay, is it actually going to add value to the lives of the readers? If not, let's just not post it. B, we've never endorsed any product or we've never endorsed anything. So like people know that they are in it
Hmm.
for educating the people. Okay. Other thing is like if you're just going to endorse, keep on endorsing brands or keep on endorsing different products, the people will lose that trust among you. And once people lose trust in your brand, it's not going to be a long road that you have. So even if like we don't criticize people who endorse brands, actually that's a very great thing that you could do, but endorse brands only if you are actually going to use it. Like don't really endorse things that are you won't use it by yourself.
Yeah, that's a really nice perspective to endorse only those
Yeah,
products which they actually use instead of just to earn some money. And also, a lot of
yeah,
new content creators get into this FOMO trap where they went after some motivational or viral post to get some short-term benefit
mm,
instead of thinking about the long term.
yeah. Another thing is that we've never chased news. we've actually just posted about things that are relevant to a reader. So yeah, like just like honesty in your posts, that's going to help a lot. And consistency, like ऐसा नहीं था कि वी वर ओवरनाइट सक्सेस और एनीथिंग, यार हमने तो अभी तक एक रील या ऐसा कुछ भी पोस्ट नहीं किया है. तो टू बिल्ड this much level of, like, to have these many followers, we've also had to struggle a lot. But yeah, we've been consistent for the last 1 month because there were some structural changes in our content strategy. We didn't post for a month, but apart from that, we've been very consistent with our content. Like, consistency does not mean that you post one post a day, but whatever be your frequency, just be consistent on the quality and the frequency.
So, since you also do some investments in equity market space, so what are some of the things that you typically look before investing in a particular company?
Honestly speaking, like, to this is going to be I'll be very honest. 2 minute में कोई investment advice या कोई दे नहीं सकता है. So please, whosoever is listening this, just listen to this on a very casual note. But yeah, coming to the companies that like that I like to invest in are, I always think of, can the company increase the price of the products, and would they actually be relevant even if the prices are increased? So, like, basically there are things like when, if the company is able to pass on the pricing pressure to their users, or to the consumer, that means that the consumer really likes the product. Okay. That is one thing. The other thing is, like, we really make sure that the management quality is tremendous, and the management has loads of integrity. And there are sectors called as sunrise sectors and sunset sectors. So we ideally like to, I mean, I'm talking in my personal capacity. I like to think of sunrise sectors and get into sunrise sectors as well. For me, like, there are a lot of things, but I think let's just not make this podcast about my investment thesis or anything of that sort.
So, how does the financialist team choose the topics for their next post?
It is more about something which is very interesting. And so we haven't ever done research on going to Google ke what is trending, or what's in the news. We actually read a lot of books, everyone at the Financialist. And any book that we are reading, if we find something very interesting, we do deep dive into it. So right now we are actually working on, next week we are going to post something on abortion. ठीक है. So अभी हम abortion पे post भी करने वाले हैं. उसके लिए we've read like more than 4 research papers, PhD research papers. So we think of something like, so yeah, abortion wala bhi, I was actually reading Freakonomics, and I just came across the butterfly effect in the Freakonomics, that like how uh, a small abortion law actually reduced the criminalization of crime rates in USA. Although this is something in the news, but this has not always been us. Like, actually, I was reading for economics, and it was sort of a coincidence that like the abortion laws got repealed. So, although it may seem like, this is news, but I was reading for economics, and that was the major reason why we decided to post. So, we read a lot of interesting books, and we pick out one or two key things from the books, and we try to create posts on that.
Yeah, that's an amazing.
Like, our research team is pretty nice in it.
That's an amazing amount of hard work that the company is doing before writing each and every post so that it will add a great amount of value to the viewers. So, can you elaborate about how the financialist is different than other startups who are into the similar space in the business and finance?
So honestly, our revenue or we've never intended to make money out of our Instagram page. Our Instagram page is a marketing tool for us. We are primarily financial advisors and private wealth managers. So not a lot of content creators monetize their like a lot of content creators are posting content to monetize their Instagram page, but we've never thought of monetizing the Instagram page for our brand endorsements or anything of that sort. So we have a service, but like I can't really tell you like how do we
Yeah,
compete with the
completely agree.
Instagram pages, man. Like it's a era of collaboration,
Focusing on the
so we don't
process rather
necessarily
than the
look
outcomes is
at
really
people with
essential
competing
mindset
eyes. Like
shift that needs to be
they
there.
are our
And
collaborators.
like
They help
आजकल
us
हर कोई सोचता
like
है कि
अभी कभी कभी तो मेरे
वो
को भी
लोग
बहुत सारा
कॉलेज ड्रॉप कर
चीजें
लेंगे
पता
and
चलता है
like seeing the
which I wouldn't
exception cases
necessarily
of
know.
Bill Gates, they will also
So
become the
totally
richest
different
people
business
in the
model.
world. But
We
like they
use
should also
Instagram
see
just
the
as a
other
channel
parts of the
for
game.
marketing and building our brand.
So it's
That's
really
about it.
nice.
Oh, so I come from my educational qualification is I'm a CA and CFA level 2 clear. So I had an edge because I studied about it a lot. And apart from that, I'd say like when I was actually 16 or 17 or 18 years old, I started in investing, and I
Hmm.
got in, made a zeros account and started trading, and made a lot of losses in the initial phase of our journey. So losses are the most and the best teachers that I'd say that taught us about finances. And yeah, like, I actually read a lot. uh, so I like I at any given point of time I try to read 4 to 5 new books a month. So that is something, reading, and taking the key learnings out of things that I read, and also trying to apply it in real life scenarios. So that has helped me a lot with respect to upskilling myself.